Hi, I'm Lenny McAllister, and this is McAllister's Saturday Remix, found exclusively at Politic365. Well, it looks as though the Republican presidential candidates are wrapping it up for the holidays, finished with the debate schedule for 2011. Now, as they like to say, the closing arguments have been made for the candidates as the GOP takes the first steps towards officially selecting someone to battle against their arch nemesis, the incumbent in the White House. Or, as some of you may call him, Super Obama, depending on what side of the aisle you sit on. Either way, it will be interesting to see what path the GOP primary voters end up taking as they move forward with selecting a nominee. Basically, the choice is this. Will they go with the establishment nominee, the guy that is steady enough for independent voters to consider right now without a whole lot of work to win them over? Or will the Republicans look for the candidate that they think fits the Tea Party model of taking the conservative fight to the incumbent, beating him at debate stumps and grassroots campaign trails across America? Interestingly enough, the more that we have seen these debates, the more it is clear. The GOP knows who they don't like, they just don't know who they love. And even if you go with the Crosby, Stills, and Nash model of politics, if you can't be with the one you love the one you're with, well, that seems to continuously change as well, especially at the top of the polls. Which means that, perhaps, the Republicans are doing everything they can to make President Obama a two-term president. Hating Romney because he's a flip-flopper, hating Gingrich because he's a former bedhopper, hating Paul because he's against the wars, dissing Perry and Bachmann for misspeaking galore, ignoring Huntsman and Santorum for apparently being big bores, and dropping support for Herman Cain for cheating on his wife with an apparently decades-long friend with benefits. Problem is for conservatives that they keep making their field of candidates take on the Herculean task of being the perfect conservative in the role of Ronald Reagan, who, by the way, might be considered a moderate if he were running for president today. The more that the GOP primary voters make the GOP contenders take the long road to Tampa, the harder it will be for them to leave the tall building of the Obama billion-dollar war chest next fall. Continuing this process as is may end up being too tall of an order after all. I'm Lenny McAllister. Check out my latest article on Politic365 this weekend and tune into CNN Saturday Morning every weekend with me, host TJ Holmes, and fellow pundit Maria Cardona at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 9:30 Central. This is McAllister's Saturday Remix, found exclusively at Politic365.com.